Hello. Oh, good day. Welcome to today's messages. Let's tap in, tune in to the frequencies of design. Cleanse and clear. Tap into the earth resonance. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, it is. Let's jump in. Let's jump in to the messages of today. My name is Amy. And the Octarians' intention are giving us the goods. Emergence. And I forget what this one is. I forget what that one is. Emergence. Coming out of your cocoon once and for all without feeling doubtful and insecure. Yes, you are confidently stepping. You are stepping in your confidence, in your unwavering knowing, trusting, faith in your abilities, capillaries, in your abilities, capabilities. There you go. Oh, it's just confirmation. You are emerging, and confirmations should be abound. Yes, confirmations are everywhere, and they will confirm whatever you are focusing on. So focus on expansion and growth and love and peace and joy and fun times. Okay. And those things will be confirmed. Okay. What are we confirming? Our emergence into the world for whiles. Okay. So, confirmation. Thursday is about burning away the old. It's also like a slap in the face or the thorn that pricks you awake. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm amazing. Oh yeah, I'm powerful. Oh yeah, I am magical. Right? When you find yourself in the old ways. Okay, here we go. Protection, passion, defense, conflict, and male potency. Male potency is action. Okay. Yes. Oh, hi, buddy. 1 second. Sorry. Kitty wants up. My bed's like 4 feet off the ground, and he's 3-legged. Ginger cat. Okay. Okay, what was I talking about? Thursday has an element of chaos, destructive natural forces, aggression, and conflict. These are united for the purpose of defense and protection. Dang it. Scully and your gorgeous fluff. Okay. Cuffs are off. The cuffs are off. Okay. Maybe it is distraction. It represents a tendency towards change through catharsis, purging, and cleansing fire. Okay. Thurisaz is the sharp and painful stab of the thorn that jolts us awake and into awareness. You know, when you're driving and you're doing your old usual route and you lose time and muscle memory takes over and you become a passive passenger. But the minute you are in a new place, the minute you are jolted awake, suddenly you're activated. You're in an active passenger. You're observant, you're watching, you're engaged, right? Big difference. So the thing that's coming up, I was driving home one day, commuting from a town that's like 40 minutes away, and it was nighttime, and I'm cruising, and I've got this little tiny like tin can on wheels. It was a Ford Fiesta, my little red cherry tomato, and I'm cruising at a decent speed. I think I was probably doing, I don't know, 80 or something on the highway in the dark, and I'm coming into town, and I probably should have slowed down already because the signs actually turned from 80 to 60 coming in. But I was cruising, it's night, there's nobody on the road, got my music on, and all of a sudden I feel something that can only be described as somebody hip checking the side of my vehicle. Like, you know, I don't know if you've ever been in a vehicle when somebody's hip checked it, but the feel of it, like it's like this a bump and a bit of a lift, or at least a thing, right? And because I was in that state of just, I'm cruising, I'm just listening to the music and whatever, not engaged, not activated. The minute that happened, my foot came off the gas. I sat up and looked around, and then I noticed this giant buck, or a stag. It could have been a stag. You know, big antlers go hopping across my path, across my way. And in that moment, I recognized that if I hadn't been hip checked by my freaking angels, me and that stag could have had a very different encounter that I'm not sure either of us would have made it out alive. Like, the size of him and the speed that I was going, it was a crash course to disaster. But then I had this little hip check. No gust of wind. The ocean, the wind is coming from the other side. It was on this side. It wasn't another animal that had hit me, because that feels different. It was a hip check from my angels, okay? And so the point is to recognize the difference between autopilot and activated engagement, okay? Because there is a big difference. And the driving is just a easy way of highlighting the difference, because we've all had that, right? You're driving and then sometimes you lose time. You're like, wait a second, I'm here already? What happened to this tiny little space? I don't remember driving by the thing. It's because you were thinking, and you got all up in your brain, because your body, your muscle memory, all of the things just know what to do, where to go, because you're locked into a routine, into a pattern, into a familiar neuro pathway. And so I feel like you can either be your own smacker in the facer to wake you up and make you present and aware and engaged, or wait for things in your life to do it, right? And, you know, not everybody has a hip check an angel. Well, I mean, I think we're all going along on our pathways and have our soul contracts and paths that we take that are meant for us, that are written in the stars for us. Okay. So we're going to take some cards to see what is for us to know about. We are okay. And I did see the bottom one as well. The King of Swords. Okay, look at this. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Okay, so this came out on the flip. So we've got a communicating truth, discernment, cutting away. We've got sitting and being in your opulence. I don't know why I always think opulence when it comes to the Queen of Pentacles. But she's highly in tuned with her intuition, okay? She's already done. She's not up there in the back with her hair tied back and a bandana and her comfy pants on and her work gloves, tilling and sewing. She is sitting amongst her harvest, or her, what do you call the pre-harvest? Before you harvest, I think harvest is it the act of harvesting, or is harvest the time in which things are ready to be harvested? I don't know. Okay. So she's sitting amongst her blooming crop, okay? And she's focused in on her business, whatever that is, inventing, creating, counting, and in touch with her intuition, okay? And then this card, this decision-making crossroad, balancing which way, blindfolded, so using your intuition to choose, to guide, to choose when to speak and release, and when to be opulently. Okay. Opulently. Okay. So there's a beautiful balance with the masculine and the feminine energies, taking action, doing and being, right? Which is funny because I met a kitten. Somebody had a kitten in the thrift store. It was so cute, so tiny. Forget how tiny those little things can be. And its name was Doobie. And I immediately wanted to call him Bee-Doo. Because that's how my brain works. But oh. So these two cards were slipping off the side of the table, and I had to catch them before they fell. Okay, so there's something to do that, something with that, okay? Oh, wow. Catch 'em if you can. Okay, there's lots going on in this one. We got an emperor who is taking action from their heart space, coming in with an offer. That's one way to read it. Another is you taking action from your heart space to fill your cup. And I think both are relevant, because whether it's an external offer coming towards you or it is actions that you take for yourself, either way, you will be an overflowing cup of liquid sunshine and gorgeousness, okay? So that's beautiful. There's your justice. Okay, so it's more than choice and balance. It's also about, like, this one I feel like is internal balance within the self. And this one is like universal or cosmic balance. This is your return for services rendered. Yes, you're getting back what you gave. Look at all this masculine energy. So now is definitely the time to take action on your dreams, on your intuition, on your overflow and gorgeousness. Okay, you are divinely protected right now. And so be fearless. Trust all things work in your favor. This is that divine protection that I was talking about at the beginning with my hip check and angel. That's what divine protection looks like, right? There are forces and energies that just have your back, and you can trust that. You can go all in and trust that. Okay, we've got celebratory energy here. So you are being celebrated for your faith, for your trust, for your balance, for your what you have already put into the world, showed up as, who you've already showed up as in this world. Okay. We've got a King of Wands coming out of the shadows here. Okay, passionate, visionary leader, taking action, going for what they want. I'm getting like tunnel vision, but it's like devotion, keeping the eye on the prize, and boldly moving towards the unknown, right? You're moving in the shadows regardless of the time, or when you can't see, you are happily to go within, to recharge, to replenish, to self-care until you can see better, and then taking action. Wow. Wow. Okay, I just want to clarify all this masculine energy here, because we've got 3 of the 4 kings and an emperor. Okay. So, and heat is coming in super hot right now. This is the burn. The burning of your old doubts and fears. Oh my goodness. This is coming in fast. Okay, we got the Chariot here on your divine justice. It landed on the divine justice and the moon. Okay, so it's yet to be revealed, but it's coming in quickly. It's also like that grabbing it as it was falling. It's that taking that action. So when you get the inspiration, when you get the nudge, when you get the push, the intuitive nudge. Is that what I say? Did I say that already? Go for it. Take it. Make it. Right? It's like when you see somebody and you're feeling a thing and you have this urge to go say hi, and then you get all up in your brain and you don't. And then there they go, and there it went, right? So carpe diem. Wait a minute. Seize the day, yes. What the heck? We got the 8 of Wands. Okay, so we got more fast moving energy and the devils. Okay, things trying to get in the way of the flow of the things a coming your way. And I feel like this is what is being burnt away. It's the old doubts and fears and limiting the beliefs. Every time you're like, I'm not good enough. Every time you're like, it's never going to happen. Every time it's like, oh, whatever your ego tries to make you believe, to stall your manifesting powers and recalibrating, right? This is the universe lining up timelines to meet you, but you are meeting it as well because it's a collaboration, right? And so the adversaries, and the thing is, this was behind. This is what you're moving away from quickly. This is what you're emerging out of the darkness. I'm seeing the hunter card archetype because it's got the horse coming out of the darkness, out of the shadows, and running into the sun, which is such a beautiful imagery. But this is the shadows that you are running out of, yes, running away from. Okay, I'm putting it back because we no longer give the doubts and fears. We are using our discernment and cutting them away. We are seeing them as they are. People, places, and things, internally and externally, all of the things that come up against, right? It could be, just you're sitting there minding your own business, and all of a sudden you hear an ex telling you that you're not as good as you think you are. And you're like, oh, right, someone that I loved told me this. And so maybe they're right. Maybe it's true, right? And you need to burn those thoughts away. I wasn't going to say thoughts, but I did. Okay. Okay, let's get the archetype deck out and see what archetype is going to come out and add to this beautiful reading. All this masculine energy. I was like, is that fourth king gonna come out to play? But it's about the Queen of Pentacles is here. So you do have, there is a time to be. Don't forget to be in all of your doing, right? Okay. We've got the Temple, which is a 39. Beautiful. Okay, Temple. 39. I flipped open to the hunter. Okay. That's a 9. Okay, we need 39. There we go. The temple, the sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re-examine what you pay homage, and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone, money, material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. Wow. Wow. And that offering it to the heavens, and then I'm like, you offer yourself on the temple. And then I went to, who was that guy? In the Bible, the story of the guy who was told to sacrifice his son, Isaac? No, I don't know. And just as he was about to, then there was an intervention, and it was like, no, don't do that. What are you, crazy? But I feel like it's a parable of this willingness to sacrifice everything, even something that you love, to show faith and devotion. But also, I think it is obviously metaphorical, right? Like when you are holding an ideal of love in your brain, you have to be able to release it, to let it go. It's like when you love something, let it go. And if it returns to you, then it's meant to be yours, or whatever the saying is, right? There needs to be this release, this sacrifice, this allowing release in order to receive. Did that make sense? I lost it halfway through. Okay. When in light, reverence for all life as sanctuary. Beautiful. And this is kind of like the sacred sanctuary, self-care, focusing on your needs, right? When in dark, idolatry, cults, strict spirituality. Right. This is the temple is only the temple if it's got "this is the temple" written on the side of it, when really the temple is anything that you value, appreciate, and honor. So you are your own temple. Your body is your temple. The forest is your temple. The ocean is the temple. The earth is your temple, right? Okay. Though indeed the temple travels with you, this card is interwoven with the pilgrim archetype. If you've been longing for a spiritual journey, book your tickets. Well, there are sacred sites, right? There are energetic nodes all over the place, and just like experience unlocks versions, like you discover versions of yourself as you experience. This is why it's important to switch up your norm, to be engaged, to chase the engagement, the activated presence. Yes. Okay. The ancient yogis saw the body itself as the temple. Every function and feature of it is an expression of divinity. Build a shrine with found materials. Don't spend money, only time. Yeah, the time that you spend. Now, the thing with doing that, creating a shrine, you're being intentional, you're being present, and you are doing something that's not monetary, that's not judged by others or even known by others, right? There is this sacredness to the process of creating sacred spaces for yourself to be. Okay, let's get an astral card. The 12th house of introspection. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. The temple. So this is where you sit and cut away and contemplate, right? In your being, you will see the things that need to be cut away, right? When you are being in your sacred self, when you're sitting in your sacred self, and the thoughts of you're not all that at a bag of chips or whatever, these old programs, the old things that loved ones have said to you, or treated you, or tried to make you believe. I think you are more able to see them and burn them. Well, cut them first and then burn them. Release them, transform them. It's like I picture things burning and turning into gas particles that go into the sky that create rain clouds that then nurture your seeds. Another great reason to release, right? Think of everything you let go of, everything that you sacrifice as fertilizer for your soil, for the seeds that you plant in your beautiful garden of beingness. Okay. Any of these astral cards wanna come out? This one. Oh, yay! Oh, wow. Okay, so cool thing. Yesterday, Capricorn came up. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Because, well, for many reasons, Capricorn coming up. But I came across an astrology chart with what the planets are doing, and I didn't screenshot it. Dang it! This is why you screenshot everything. I didn't screenshot it, but it did say that Mercury moved into Capricorn yesterday. So that was pretty cool. And then I just happened to glance at the next one, today's, and it said something was moving into Aries. And we got Aries coming up, okay? And also Aries following up Capricorn. I'm also being led to the 1. And if you remember in yesterday's reading with Capricorn, Capricorn is a 10. Okay, and so it's like the end of the old and the beginning of the new, right? This is the emerging out of the old into the new. Confirmations, okay, are everywhere. This is also giving me this fiery energy of release and let go. And the word is act, okay? And we've got all this masculine energy here. We've got the King of Swords, the King of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Emperor, plus the Chariot and the Eight of Wands. Like, what the? Okay, let's read Aries. Also, that's my sign. I'm an Aries. Okay. Aries acts you. Aries asks you to remember your personal fire, your reasons for being alive. It pumps up the volume on your life force. Its energy is raw, exhilarated, direct, rude, passionate, and looking for a challenge. Use your wisdom to focus this raw power and give it a goal. Aries is the cardinal fire sign whose fresh, brash enthusiasm is symbolized by a headstrong ram. It rules the head and imbues initiation, new beginnings, spontaneity, and rebellion, and rebirth. The sun shines here March 20th to April 20th. My sun is also in Aries. Okay. Action, begin. Move into new territory. Cut to the chase. Be a hero. Feel the call to action and thoughtfully respond. Okay, I feel like this is what is happening with these two guys and gals. These two energies. Okay. Clear the air and clear the decks. Be crisp and to the point. Shoot from the hip. Okay. Set healthy boundaries just by being vibrantly alive. Express affection enthusiastically, spontaneously, and passionately. Work in short, intense bursts rather than long periods of deep concentration. That's funny because a few days ago I was talking about being a sprinter, and I'm more of like or being a runner, and I'm more of a sprinter, like a dasher, like very small little bursts of running. Okay. Aries activates our inner adolescence. Direct orders can set off knee-jerk rebellion. Instead of telling others what to do or how they feel, express your own experience and opinion and speak in I terms. I do that. Set a challenge and let others find their own answers. Make sure all sides feel heard. If a person feels torn between meeting their own needs and meeting another's, they'll take care of their own needs first. So don't set this up as an either or situation. What? If a person feels torn between meeting their own needs and meeting another's, they'll take care of their own needs first. So don't set this up as an either or situation. Okay. Aries, energy boils over quickly. If a situation threatens to erupt in conflict, get out, take a break, and come back later. Challenge. Accidents increase when you are in a hurry, rushing through a project, or impatiently distracted. This flammable temperament can spark inspiration or spark a conflagration. Proceed with caution. Gift. Aries marks the beginning of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. After a long, dark winter, the dead landscape comes alive. Plants that were shorn of leaves or dormant now breathe new life. This is a brave miracle, and it can be your miracle. Feel the flowing inner life force. Trust this divine direction and summon the courage to begin. Sorry. Okay. Wowza. Beautiful. Courage. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful courage. Okay. What's that? Okay. Let's get one of these cards. Wonder. In stillness, I discover the wonder of my joyous heart. The mysterious space between thought and feelings reveals the gap between thriving and surviving. My heart is open to infinite possibilities. Okay, and I feel like this is why this Queen of Pentacles is here, because she's also grounded. She's an earth queen, right? In amongst all of this action, all of this go energy. there is this stillness, this beingness energy, this tapping and tuning, and your ability to discern when, where, and how to be, right? That's funny. Last night, going to sleep, and all of a sudden Mims perks up. She walks slowly to the window and looks out, and I could see something. There was something, and I'm like, is there like a freaking party of cats out there? Because I could see a lot of movement, and I'm like, but not able to make out. And I tried to use my flashlight on my phone to look out, but it just blinded me because it hit the window and just blinded me back. I couldn't see anything. Anyways, it turned out it was a couple of deer that were passing by. So I was wondering what the heck was out there. Okay. Let's get a kitty card. Speaking of kitties, and then we'll call it a day. Okay. Which kitty wants to come out to play? These two. We've got unconditional love. Meet Echo. She is soft, being of pure love. She's a nest of comfort and compassion. She loves unconditionally and embraces fully without exception. She transmutes pain and failure into blessings and wisdom. When you feel vulnerable or self-doubting, she will engulf you in love and solace. She can see your supposed imperfections as mere beloved quirks. She salutes the true spirit in you. Love yourself as Eiko does, and let that love spread outward to your friends, family, and fellow human beings. Let go of judgments and love everyone just as they are. Okay? And that was in there somewhere on one of these ones, but also this one. Nope. The temple? Anyways. You're on that side, you know. But there was some of this, and the transmuting pain and failure, and when you're feeling vulnerable and self-doubting, that was the doubts and fears, the adversaries that come up and stall you out, right? And so this is confirmation from your guides that they are there to enrobe you in love when you are feeling a little weak. They will empower you. Okay, so be open to receiving love from all of the sources. And paradox, meet Stardust. He is a convergence of opposites. He is the dark and the light. He is a magician that turns everything on its head, pawing at the paradox. He travels the galaxy with his best friends, free will and destiny. No one knows where one begins and the other ends. He sees the good in the evil and the evil in the good. Within every blessing, there is a tragedy, and within every tragedy, there is a blessing. We think we know what is what, but Stardust throws everything into question. Let the paradox open up our thinking and our perspective. Cool. Cool. Yes. Okay. Love messages. Two-handed man. Okay. Release the resistance. Burn it away. Okay. Recognize it when you see it and replace it, right? If someone voice from your past or old conditioning from your past jumps up and is in your brain and is like, you can't, and it's not gonna, and whatever, right? The naysayers will implant two cheerleaders on either side of them that are speaking louder. You got this. You're doing it. You can do this. You're amazing. You're magical. Okay. Forest time. Yes. A very important part of the process for grounding, for releasing, for reinvigorating, soaking up, breathing in, engaging in all of the beautiful medicine that is there for you. Okay? You're magical. You're magical. What? What? Ground yourself. Yes. Okay? In the forest. In any way that you can, right? Not every day affords us opportunities. And so if you're passing a tree, especially a cedar tree or any tree, right? Just run your hands. All you have to do is just lift your hand up and make an intention to exchange with this tree. Have it reinvigorate you. Yes, be intentional. Okay. Comfort food. Yes, this is part of your self-care. This is also giving your body what it wants and changing how, like, your relationship with food, right? Notice if when you're eating something, the whole time your brain's like, I shouldn't be eating this. This is what it's going to do to me if I eat this while you're eating it, right? You are setting intentions for your processing systems and how it's going to interact with this food. And so, if you are what you eat, make sure you're eating with good intention. And so you produce good intentional juju. Okay. Protect your energy. Yes. Yes. This is going right beside this energy, this fast moving energy that you were that was moving you away from your doubts and fears, right? This is you protecting your energy. You want it to be free flowing, okay? You're the wind, and anything that blocks your flow, you want to blow around it and move on, or blow it down, whatever you got to do. Burn it, okay? Be the smile on someone else's face. Yes. Be the example of the gorgeous light being that you are. And because you're magical. Okay, I'll just do a quick little charmy charm. Okay, so this thing is taking shape. This landed on the, here, why don't we just do this? Okay. So this feather, this is giving me like, you know, in Dumbo, he was told that the magic feather was going to help him fly, and then he was flying, and then he lost the feather while flying, and then he had to learn really quick that it wasn't, the feather was a lie, that he was able to do it the whole time. He just had to believe in himself, right? So that's what I feel like this feather is here to remind you, that you can do it. You're freaking magical, okay? And this is this is a becoming. This is a taking shape, something taking shape, okay? And look at this connection to your angels in your temple. So really give yourself the space, the time, the silence, the stillness, the clarity to receive, messages and love from your divine spirit team. Okay. And we've also got the flow. This go with the flow, right? Float like a leaf down a river. And you're just along for the ride. Okay, what else did we get? Oh, we've got this one. And actually, this one came out yesterday. I didn't see it until after I turned the camera off. So it's funny that it's coming out right now. So this is that balancing. This is the honoring, to honor all of who you are. You've got your inner child, you've got your inner nurturer, and you've got your inner wise person. And when all three are being cared, accounted, involved, integrated, and empowered, this is your sacred balance. Okay, and then we've got the spider and the amethyst. Amethyst is protection. It creates a bubble of light, a healing bubble of light around you when you wear or engage or possess amethyst. And so you are divinely protected. There is more confirmation of how protected you are. This does not mean you don't need to protect your own energy, right? Collaboration here, right? They can only do so much. And you have to be open to receive, right? I could have, in that moment, ignored the hip check and none of this would be happening right now, right? So there's the beautiful reading for today. Some gorgeous stuff happening. Definitely action. This tracks with 2026 and what it is meant to bring for us with the fire horse energy coming mid February. Yeah, and the end of the wood snake cycle. So the shedding and the burning, the residuals, right? Beautiful. All right, there it is. Good luck. Love you. Appreciate you. I'm glad you are here. And I appreciate you. And I wish you all of the joy and love that you deserve. Okay. Take care, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.